Coming at you live from DNHQ in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is the Blue, are we Blue Heaven? Are we Blue Nervous? I guess Blue Nervous podcast. I think that's mainly from the Brook side of town.
Let me know if you guys can hear us okay. I might have pushed the wrong button there. But if I did come at you live from the place, it's Blue Heaven. There, look, I did it twice. Now I can't go wrong. What's going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me as Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram.
You absolutely can find him on Twitter and Instagram. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can find him on Twitter and Instagram. Guys, my name is Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram as well. On today's show, Game 5, everything on the line. Winner go home.
Winner
go home. It's your Dodgers against the hated ones up north. We're playing in the Bay Area tonight, which... Don't know how I feel. No, I know how I feel about that. I don't like that, but I don't get to decide what we do.
Yeah.
Because we didn't win the division, because we suck.
I mean, even if we did, it would be in the same situation.
But we'd be at home.
Yeah, home or whatever.
Yeah. You know, but, however, the Giants have won a lot of games in L.A. this year, so maybe it works out in our favor. Maybe not so much. It's go time, guys.
The Dodgers do the good sports anywhere they do the sports. But, yeah, the two best teams, they meet up one more time for all the marbles until the next marbles, as I said it. Dave Roberts is out here playing chess, and that made a whole lot of people confused and angry, and I don't know what to do. No comment. Nobody?
Is that how the... Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I don't think anybody's going to get it, but yeah.
Yeah, and the overriding narrative for the Dodger offense, adjust early and play to the conditions. We have different conditions tonight, one of them being the home plate umpire. So let's go ahead and dive into it. But before we do, I got to remind you we are a podcast. I'm doing this, posting this podcast immediately after we're done with the stream because I'm just thug life like that. So we are on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Pandora, everywhere your podcasts are available for free. We live there. Also subscribe to us on YouTube. youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. You'll be glad you did.
You'll be so glad. Doug will also be glad. Doug's always doing pre-games. You guys yell at him a lot. It's a lot of fun. Post-games, that's what it's called when the game's over. Stay tuned
after the game. We're either celebrating or being really effing pissed.
Either way, there's going to be a lot of people on that stream. So good luck, Douglas.
And Doug fixed his audio. So.
He did, yeah. No more. Is he using the Britney mic still?
Yeah, no,
he's good. He's good.
Yeah, he had to replace the cable. We got
figured
that.
It out.
Then we got that one straightened out. 6:07 first pitch tonight in San Francisco at Oracle Park, Pac-Bell Park, whatever you want to call it. Once again, we'll be on TBS and AM 570, and your best, most inclusive coverage of you guys talking to us happens right here.
That's why you got to be here. I had somebody recommend that we do one of them John Boy watch-along things. We can.
Boring as hell.
Look, if you guys ever want that, maybe I'll do it by myself, solo show that day. Guys, don't forget, this is a live stream. We do this every pregame during the postseason. Make sure you follow along with us. Jump into the comments so we can shout you out. Let us know where you're watching tonight, what you're doing tonight, what you're drinking, whatever it might be, how you're feeling. A lot of people feeling very nervous, such as Chase over on YouTube. He says, Brooke, Clint, it's nervous time, but let's effing go. Chase is a part of a big old baseball group chat that I'm a part of, and they're all very nervous, led by King Kush himself. So there's a lot of people very, 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 very nervous about this game.
I do bad at the internet, so I can't keep up with those.
I don't know how to read, so that's a real thing working against me.
We're real proud of you. Hold on, I think before we got into the chat last time, we did our pre-show, in-show shot. So
smells like mistakes.
Yes, you should have had me pour for you. I pour heavy for you.
This is good luck.
Oh yeah, that's
goes down like bourbon.
I think the wood is starting to exfoliate. Is that a thing?
That's a thing. Wow, I can taste everything in there. I don't like it very much. Somebody on Twitch, I can't say the name because there's so many letters and numbers in it. I think they meant to say if Knebel gives up a run the first, oh man. And we'll talk about that decision a little bit because it is a weird one. Warren says, I love all the baseball coaches today. Yeah, whenever things like this happen, you get to see those armchair managers going off, and it's a lot of different fun. External Void over on YouTube says, let's take down Webb faster than a drug test. Let's go Dodgers.
George or Jorge on YouTube says, Dave Roberts. George Dave Roberts, does anything. Dodger fans confused blue shrieking.
That's a shirt.
Yeah, that's pretty much a shirt right there. I don't know if you're a Giants fan or a Dodger fan, but either way, you're right. You're 100% right. Whoever gave people the internet really messed up. So I'm looking at you, Al Gore.
Lorraine says, watching from the best seat and comfort of my home tonight. Good old El Monte. Big Blue.
Elmont, right down the street from us.
Dick Hooker points out that he can hear us, so thank you for doing that because we will forget. Roach says I will super chat $20 for you guys to throw up live in the stream. We might get there one day, guys.
Can we ASMR?
Samuel says LA bleeds red, go Angels. What?
We got one of them comedians in the damn. I'd rather have a Giants fan than an Angels fan in the stream. Let me tell you what.
I'm glad all 12 of you got into our stream. All 12 Angels fans getting into our stream.
Either way, whoever.
Congratulations on your king sitting out since May.
Hey, it's baseball time.
Did Mike Trout sit out since May?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, his
get him out of Anaheim.
It's we're the one game in town. Baseball fans far and wide, you are all welcome to jump on and enjoy some baseball with us. This is fun, exciting, nervous time for sure.
As a non-Dodger fan, this is exactly what baseball needs.
Oh, God,
this is exactly what baseball deserves. This is entirely what the postseason is about. Game 5, NLDS against the two best teams in all of baseball for the regular season. The two teams that have battled out, the two teams that have gone back and forth and almost finished with a 500 record against each other all year. The two teams that have hated each other for over 100 years. This is exactly what we deserve.
I would love to not have a rooting interest in this game so very much, but we do, and we hope the good guys come out on top. Jordan says, Gavin Lux in the lineup with several eggplant emojis. I don't understand what that means.
You know what it means.
Peter, either way, Peter is getting drunk. Hey, I'll drink to that, Pete. Josh Gitt, friend of the show in the stream, saying no sugarcoating it. Don't like it. I get the strategy, but Urias has been a starter all season long. Why mess with him now? Giants also hit righties better. This better work. Yeah, Dave, before the game, he was on with media. He said, no doubt this is an opportunity for criticism.
For sure.
This probably opened up more criticism than
if he had
just left Julio. But I'm not overly upset with the move. I think it's the right call. First, let's look back a minute at that Game 4, because this is a time for people to step up. And tonight we're going to see people step up. Hopefully, maybe the same way Walker Buehler stepped up and gave it everything he had in the tank in Game 4 in Los Angeles. You'd love to see that. Once again, the bullpen so good in L.A., and that is a reason why you should be more okay with a move like Corey Knebel starting. He has experience doing it. 2, he's been good with that experience. But the Dodgers went with these openers, these bullpen games for, 2 months straight, and were pretty GD successful.
They were good. I mean, they did exactly what you expect a bullpen game to do. Confuse the lineup, make it impossible to create matchup base for the opposing manager. That's the point of them. That's what they do. Not always successful across Major League Baseball, but the Dodgers got it done. And as many times as we saw people complain about, I'm so tired of bullpen games, more often than not, they worked out in our favor. Yeah. And that was at a point when we had 3 starters. At one point, 3 starters, so we had to, and we did it, and we got it done.
Weren't we down to 2 starters by that point?
But potentially a little portion of there where we're like, David Price is a starter.
Oh man, there's
good times, really good times.
Yeah, Kershaw was out. We lost Dustin May, that guy who's crying out for help right now on the internet. He was out, so yeah, tough times in Los Angeles back then. The offense woke up. I'm kind of a little mad at Will Smith, by the way, for hitting that late game homer, because I had predicted a 4-2 score, and then it would have been a 5-2, and then he had to go and throw it all off by hitting a 2-run homer. Rude. Just saying, that's rude.
Yeah, it was really, they didn't think about you at all, so I'm really sorry about that.
But that's enough of Game 4. That don't mean nothing no more. Wrap. Guys, before we get into Game 5, the third do-or-die game already this postseason for your Los Angeles Dodgers, we have to be realistic. There is reason to be nervous. This is what we do. This is what we play for. This is what we watch this team for, any sports team for, really. Night in, night out. In the case of baseball, for 162 games for 6 months. All of this Nerves. How are you doing, comrade?
Okay. Wild card game I wasn't super nervous about. I felt good about it. Turns out I should not have felt as good about it as I did. Turns out. Every other game since then.
You had distractables.
I did. Every other game. Yeah. If I wasn't playing softball, I might have been a real wreck that day. But I also was not nervous about softball either. So it worked out. Was not nervous game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4. I was not nervous for any of those. I woke up nervous today. I woke up feeling uneasy. I woke up feeling scared, to be honest with you. So naturally, what did I do? I went to Twitter and I talked a whole lot of shit all day long. So all that to say, if your Dodgers don't come through for me today, boys, I'm going to be updated all up and down the internet for the next week.
Now, I advised him just to go private. If they do lose, just go private immediately. Whatever. Those two like stupid kids with the podcast nobody listens to are they going to try to
It would be weird to update you on your own team.
Yeah, and then they're going to like take screenshots and be like, "Oh, look at he's gone private" or whatever, and then nobody is going to care.
Giants fans are not particularly good at trash talking, I've found. They're not quite as fun as Padres fans. Padres fans, for being as new as they are, I think since they weren't watching baseball before the last year or so, they spent a lot of time just trash talking, just learning how and growing their game. Giants fans have been around for a minute. I respect y'all. You've been around since 2010. Good job on you guys. Not as fun. So maybe I won't get updates. I don't know.
I don't think you can get an update, any updates, because I feel you can't not feel good about Julio on the bump. Julio grabbing a ball.
But when?
In any way, shape, or form.
But when?
Second inning or third inning. You really hope that Corey goes out and shoves for 2. He can. He's done it before. The only thing that scares me is for the Giants in this game, there is zero pressure. They're not supposed to be here. They weren't supposed to be here. Anything and everything they've already done is a massive accomplishment for that team, for those players, for the organization. They have nothing to lose.
But, counterpoint, do you feel like maybe there is a little bit of pressure given they were up 2-1?
No. Not at all. Because, again, anything they've done right now, this is just house money. They're playing with house money. They can go into the offseason and say, we weren't supposed to be there. Nobody said we were supposed to be here yet. And, we made it to within a game of advancing, for a chance to win the National League pennant. For the Dodgers, it's not the same. This is a team that is built to win the World Series. They are expected to win a World Series. If they lose, it's a monumental failure. If you don't get out of the NLDS 2 out of 3 years, it's a monumental failure. And then you're going to hear, that's when the bad is going to happen, because that's when you can get all the kids saying, you can only win in a fake championship or whatever, fake year, 2020 60-game bull crap. Everybody played in the same equal playing field. They're the same opportunities. We know the Dodgers make the playoffs either way, but that's the thing I feel the most nervous about. Giants are playing with house money, and thankfully Dave said, there's no nerves, there's nothing like this. It's good vibes going on in the Dodger locker room, but also he is a liar. Just saying. With that said, we got matchups, and the matchup today made people lose their crap on the internet, all over social media. Corey Knebel is starting not Julio Urias. A lot of people hated this move. What was your first instinct?
My first instinct was it wasn't quite the snap judgment that everybody kind of, it was easy. It was easy to look at that and be like, number one, Julio's hurt or can't go or discount, whatever it might be. Everyone was like, oh shit, here we go. Game 5. Then I realized okay, probably not hurt, probably playing the matchup based thing. That's something that I've been expecting Dave to do this entire series, and he just hasn't done it yet. Kind of thought he might go that direction pre-Walker. Kind of thought he might go that direction pre-anybody, really. He did not. I thought David Price would play a role. Is David Price gonna? Is he ever gonna? He's not. Okay, he's not. He's on the roster, but I don't think he's throwing a ball. I don't even know what the hell he's doing on the roster, to be honest with you. But I was expecting it. You look at the numbers. You look at everything that it says about it. As a, an opener, which I know you guys are not fond of hearing or fond of thinking about. Knebel has opened 4 games this year.
Yes, he has.
5.2 innings pitched, 1.59 ERA, 4 punch-outs, no walks, and just 1 extra base hit. So he has been successful. Doc has said you need to treat every inning like a high-leverage inning. The Giants, when they come out swinging in the first inning, that is when they're most successful. I think their record when they come out and score the first run is phenomenal, off the charts, the entire season off the charts. So if you can shut them down the first inning, shut them down the second inning, get the ball rolling in the right direction to hand it off to Julio,
Yep.
I think you're in a really, really good spot. Shut down the offense early. Don't let them come back. Don't open the door for them. I think that was a mistake, not necessarily a mistake. Walker giving up that 3-0 home run to Buster opened the door. It said, you know what, we're going to take this game. We took an early 2-0 lead. He said he felt like he took the offense out of it immediately. He said he felt like he took the air out of the dugout immediately, and he shouldered the blame, which is a bummer, because he tossed a great game that day.
You have to, as a team, you have to be able to adapt, overcome, survive, change something. They did not want to change a damn thing in the first game they faced Logan Webb. This time, you know what you're going to get out of him. A butt ton of change-ups, and if you hit him, if you wait for him, he's going to adjust. But if you wait on that change-up and you try to, go the other way with the change-up or whatever it is, if they play for the change early and adjust and hopefully get some oppo fastball hits off the wall or whatever the hell they're going, depending, right-handed batter, left-handed batter. That's what you got to do. You have to almost play for the change, play for the curve early in this game until he adapts. I think he will come out early again because why not? There was no reason for him to need to change in Game 1 because the Dodgers didn't tell him. They didn't tell him with their approach. They didn't tell him with their game plan. To change anything. Another thing with that, as we bounce around a little bit, it's important to note that the home plate umpire is going to affect this game. Doug Eddings, he's had some really bad umpire scorecards this game. Shout out, hat tip to Roach for posting those on his social media earlier. I retweeted those. But the Dodgers are a team that plays for that walk.
They do.
Quite often. And if We've seen it time and time again. When the strike zone goes against them, they can focus too much on that. They can take themselves out of the game real early. If you turn around, or if we see JT turning and complaining early,
right?
I don't feel comfortable with this game. Because if they're playing for the walks, and I would not be surprised to see JT trying to walk because he's all over the place right now. More on him later. Don't go for the walk. You need to attack early because you are not going to get the walks. This is a wild, wacky strike zone that doesn't make any sense, and it's going to be an awful nightmare. And y'all are going to complain about it on the internet, self-included. So that's one thing. But, again, going back to Knebel, he's done this before against the Giants. He's one thing that's pretty important. He's faced the Giants only once this season. He did open in that game, pitched 2 innings. Unless I missed the stats, I'm pretty sure it was just the one time he faced them. 2 innings, 2 hits allowed, no runs. I think he struck out 3 or something like that. So there is that element of surprise on the side of the Dodgers, or on our side, if we're being more communist about it. And that's a reason to feel a little bit better too, because they faced Julio a whole lot over their careers, over their lifetimes. All of these dudes have faced him a lot, and they're going to face him, no doubt. But if the boys can go out there and put up 1, 2, somehow 3 in that first inning, and then 11. Corey comes out and blanks him in the bottom of the first, you have to feel good.
You're feeling good.
Really, really good. How are people feeling?
Our friend Tim Rogers on YouTube says MLB has failed everybody with this umpiring crew. This is notably a very bad umpiring crew. And the good news is it's probably going to get better from here. However, you do have to get through Game 5. And obviously, it's one of those things. It goes both ways. It doesn't necessarily play in one team's favor or the other. But when you're talking about fairness of a game and trying to keep things even, it's tough. It's tough to have one of the worst umpires in all of baseball in terms of accuracy in the strike zone, calling balls and strikes during the game. The good news is he has one of the highest accuracies inside the strike zone of all umpires.
Oh.
So do with that whatever you will. Maybe you won't miss called strikes, but you're going to get a lot of balls off the plate called strikes. That's the unfortunate part, which plays into Logan Webb's favor because he does shit like that all the time. It's okay. Darla says it's tonight a bullpen game with the Dodgers. You had talked about the fact that absolutely Julio comes in after Corey Knebel. Mm-hmm. I would argue against that. No. It is not an absolute. You have a thing for that.
I have a button for it.
My beer's exactly the same. That was pretty good.
I've been doing this a while, Chief.
What I think will happen is Kepler will run out his versus left-handed pitcher lineup. I think that's almost a foregone conclusion at this point. It's what's going to happen. Knebel's not exactly. He's actually better against left-handers than he is right-handers, which is interesting. So I think that Kapler will run out the guys he would put out there against left-handed pitching, which will probably include guys like Ruff and, of the sorts, which, him batting leadoff is always so
rough,
weird to me. So to counter that, I think Dave will actually run out another right-handed reliever after Corey Knebel.
Bickford?
It's going to be Bick or it's going to be Joe Kelly, I think, in the second inning.
I think you got to save Joe Kelly for a potential leverage spot late in the game.
Maybe, but you look at who you got in the pen. You got behind Julio.
He has done that a lot. Yeah,
you got guys that you can do. You got guys that you can use in later innings. Obviously, Blake Treinen and Kenley Jansen are going to be in this game in the 8th and 9th innings. There's a good chance that Treinen actually comes into this game earlier than that, depending on if the situation calls for it or not. Would not be surprised at all to see Knebel followed up by a Bickford type, a Treinen, or not a Treinen type, a Joe Kelly type, things like that, and then follow that up with a Julio, because then you run the possibility, depending on how long those guys can go, you run the possibility of Kapler burning through his bench a little bit. I think he's smarter than that. I don't think that he's going to fall for Dave's trap, which I think when we talked about it, Dave texted Gabe Kapler last night that he was going to start a reliever and he was going to start Corey Knebel. I think he did that by design. I think a lot of that was getting into Gabe's head and letting him think too much about it. And I think that it's pretty funny considering that's what people have done to Dave Roberts his entire career. So,
so I have 2 points with that. To the things people have done to Dave Roberts thing, he has accrued quite a hefty toolbox of moves and strategies and different things over the years of failure combined with the 1 year of success in the postseason. So that's very much, the experience is very much on the Dodger side. Also, I love the idea of Kapler putting his head down to go to sleep. He gets that text, and then he's just working out all night because he's
bench
just
pressing
nervous.
with one arm, taking supplements with the other, or whatever he does.
Yeah.
Freak of nature.
So he had no sleep.
Rubbing self tanner on as he's bench pressing.
I need to be tan tonight. Julio's going to get the ball. He's going to get bulk for sure. In the most perfect, ideal, delicious, wonderful world, we do see Corey go 2. And you see maybe a Bickford come in for the bottom of the lineup, and then from there
Julio 5-4, whatever it might be.
I mean, if you can get him in the 3rd inning, 4th inning, and just let him ride through the 9th, you can't draw it up much better than that. But this is not a perfect world. That's not how it goes for the Dodgers and us fans this year. Notably, Julio's been very good against the Giants throughout his career. 20 games, 14 of those are starts, 2.61 ERA. I would say the narrative is, how can you do this to Julio after starting 32 games, after winning 20 games, after being 7th in baseball in ERA? I think in baseball, if not, it's National League. How do you do this to Julio? Julio bought in, per Dave. Julio bought in on this.
I would also argue what's against him. What about that is not good for him? He has the opportunity to earn the win.
Yeah,
that's the thing. No, the first reliever of the game is not going to earn the win. The second reliever that enters the game, if it comes in behind him, is not going to earn the win. There's nothing working against him. Just gives him a better opportunity to face a better run of hitters, which is what Dave's been all about for a long time. And for those of you that want to argue he's been better as a starter throughout his career, that is absolutely a lie. He is a great pitcher. I think that he's a great starter. I think that he will be a starter for a long time. But as a reliever, Julio's got a 2.15 ERA across his entire career as a reliever, 67 innings pitched. That's 36 appearances. The dude has been nails out of the bullpen. And we don't even talk about postseason Julio, who has pretty much only come out of the bullpen and absolutely dominated hitters. How quick do you forget about 2020? So fast. The dude was absolutely the guy that come out of the pen. He took Kenley's job. He made sure that we didn't have to burn dudes in the last couple of games in the NLCS.
We don't win 2020.
Without Julio,
there's
no way. There's 0% chance. There's absolutely no chance that we win the World Series.
And it's the same situation here. The Dodgers are going to go as far as Julio Urias lets them go, and to have this kind of openness, this optionality, as Dave likes to call it. I was talking to a friend on the way here, where they're like, if it was Kershaw, there's no way in hell Dave's going to do this with Kershaw, because of that respect, because of the pedigree, because of the Hall of Fame, back of his baseball card. And that's always been a detriment to Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers and us fans. Because how many times have we relied on Kershaw and it just did not work out because he was put into these uncomfortable situations. Dave, before the game here today, said really it speaks to it's a compliment. It's a compliment to Julio that he believes this is the only guy on this team, and it's not talking crap about anybody else, but this is the one guy on this team that can do this, run with it, handle it, and do it with style and aplomb, and Julio is the guy definitely to do that. Brandon Seal on YouTube points that out too. Honestly, because it's Julio, this dude might be the only pitcher on this team who'd be fine with this. Dude has huge balls, and he absolutely does. Ice water in his veins, the Uriace, as Doug McCain calls him. He is the right guy for this, and this is the right guy to do this kind of move with, because Corey Knebel, who would probably be closing for just about any other team in this postseason, you could run him out in your first inning, and he's rested, he's got nasty stuff, and he's ready to take down. This feels like a very Jerry Hairston thing for me, but
he is ready.
He is ready to take down at least the first 4-5 hitters in that Giants lineup.
The real JU. whatever
JRG.
Whatever weird nicknames that he has for him. King Yellowman on YouTube says Vamos Yuri Ace. That is exactly the guy that the Dodgers want. You look at, I think Tim had said, Julio's very flexible. Guys like Buehler, Scherzer, and Kershaw are not. And those are just a different generation of dudes. Those are just a different caliber of players. They're just different. The Julio is the guy that I think the Dodgers look for in the future. That's the type of guy that they want. They want that flexibility around the infield, around the outfield. They also want that flexibility with their pitching. I think that's the direction they start to head with the franchise and the organization in the future, not necessarily guys who are like, I am a starter or I don't pitch, that kind of guy. And that's not necessarily to say that, those big names are like that. I think it makes sense given where they're at. You obviously want Walker Buehler as your big game pitcher because he is absolutely your big game pitcher. He might go down in Dodgers history as the best big game pitcher of all time, and I would already argue that. And he's very young. He still has a long way to go. I think the Dodgers are going to sign him to a massive deal at some point, and he's going to be around forever. I mean, you think about big game pitchers and the history of big game pitchers in the entire Dodgers organization. We're talking about guys like Bulldog. He might be the best. He might go down as the best of all time. And that is really saying something.
And to have that guy being able to do anything. Ooh. Oh. And just absolutely take it, run with it, and destroy it. That's what I'm all about. However, to play devil's advocate in this situation, the only thing I would say gives me a moderate worry, mild, tiny worry about Julio in this situation is that this is the first time he's pitched in relief since Game 6 of the World Series. Last year, so almost 12 months, he has not pitched in relief. It's all the same thing.
Okay.
You pick up a ball, you throw the ball, you do it at a different time. He's done it. He's done it so much in his life and his career at the big league level. You shouldn't really feel that concern. However, that's something you would like to see, And Julio said it, after his last start. He's like, things that change in the postseason. You have to be ready to do whatever. I'm ready to do whatever it takes. I'm ready to put my body on the line to do whatever.
You want to feel old? Julio,
I already do.
Julio debuted 5.5 years ago.
Yep.
I was thinking about the other day. Someone's like, Julio's got to be like 28, 29, 30 by now. And I was like, you would be dead wrong about that. Julio just turned 25.
Yeah.
Just turned 25. I mean, like, what is it, like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks? I don't know. It's in August or something like that. But the dude just turned 25. He's been around since he was 19 years old. It's nuts. It is absolutely insane. So odd. So odd. Dude's got a long career ahead of him.
Oh, yeah.
God.
The teenager is now old enough to rent a car, I should say.
Oh, he can rent a car.
Yeah, he can rent a car.
Way to go, Julio.
That's apparently the last defining factor in your life until you're able to eat from the old folks menu at Denny's.
65.
Yeah. Yeah, if you make it that far, which I don't plan on going that far.
Nope, I don't got the distance.
All right, we got a couple comments before. If you can't tell, it's going to be a little bit longer of a show. We just hit the 30-minute mark, and we're having some fun. 22, Rudy Bird says, are they showing the game on here? No, we are not, because we can't do that. Legally, we do not have the express written consent of Major League Baseball, but you can download the TBS app, find a friend with a login, and watch the game. Or if not, you can download the app and you get 10 minutes of it for free. Just choose wisely. That's what I got.
That's all you got today.
Let's see what else. I saw another one that was good. It had words and letters in it. There it is. There it is. The Sailed Loner says this feels bigger than a World Series. We must beat the Giants today. Yeah, every game really needs to be a must win. And that's just the way the ball bounces. And hopefully the ball bounces well into the gloves of people, because that's another concern. We've seen some at times sloppy play, particularly from you, Corey Seager. Do better. It's not that bad.
He's not that bad. He's not that good.
Cat Cruz 35 says, maybe I'm a little late, but who is the umpire? You are a little late, but we'll tell you again, it is Doug Eddings, and he is going to gift many a strikeout on pitches that should be ball 3, ball 4.
Hopefully that helps Julio more than anybody else. Julio does edge the zone a lot, so that could be helpful.
Yeah, some people pay good money for that.
Edging in the zone. Hey. It helped out with Angel Hernandez. He got a couple calls in his favor. Definitely worked out. He got a couple calls against him as well, but we won't necessarily talk about that. Bob Nightingale over on YouTube threw us $5 as an eighth of the beer on me. Bob, thank you. Appreciate you. We'll have 1/8 of a beer, and we will think about you and your wonderful bald head.
One note before we get into Logan Webb for a second. I call him Logan Red Bull Webb because your boy's going to have a heart attack. Just minutes before we went live, it was overheard at Oracle Park that Max Scherzer has told Dave Roberts, has made himself available for any capacity tonight.
I also told Dave that.
Did he return your page?
He blocked me.
No, that was Gavin.
That was Gavin, yeah, my bad.
Red Bull Webb, fine season. We know this. We know the numbers. He's been good against the Dodgers this year. Mm-hmm. He's been pretty solid against the Dodgers over his career. He owned the Dodgers in Game 1. And I throw a bit of an asterisk with that because the Dodgers helped very, very much, in my opinion. At Oracle Park, though, in his career, 6-0, 1.96 ERA in 13 games. 12 of those are starts.
So he's due for a stinker.
So he's due for a stinker. In the same way Max Scherzer lost his first game as a Dodger.
In the playoffs.
Yep. Logan Webb, you're due, my man. But let's move on. Let's look at that lineup. And guys, while we're into the lineup, go ahead and call your shots. Get us your picks to click. Who's going deep tonight? Who's having a good game? I will note I am 5 for 5 in my picks tonight, or this postseason. My pick tonight, I am going. I'm going hopeful. I'm trying to use my witch magic on this to spark somebody, because I'm saying the Red Dream goes. I don't know if he goes yard, but I think he has a game. Justin Turner has been absolute trash this postseason, and it's time for him to wake up. This is his time. What does he have? He has 1 homer, 2 homers.
He's not great. Yep.
He has not been phenomenal. I think he's batting .093-ish this postseason. And that's not JT. He's not happy. I threw out a poll I threw out a question on my Twitter after Game 4. Because obviously, you threw Gavin Lux in there, the team won. Your good, close personal friend Gavin Lux, he's a spark plug. He is a dude that absolutely, right now, helps his club and is a difference maker in making things happen in that lower half of the lineup and now in that mid part of the lineup. But I lost my train of thought. But JT is due. It's about time for something, JT. So you're
going very J hair today.
Yeah,
you're feeling. Call him Red Dream.
Because I want people to feel as good as I feel about this game. I feel confident. I do feel confident about this game. Dodgers are going to go 3 for 3 in these elimination games.
Roach says I have to pick Logan Webb as my click to pick because notably I picked
Desclafani, and he was out
Anthony
before.
James Gandolfini as the click to pick last time, and he was out pretty quick. So Logan Webb, my click to pick today. You ugly bitch. Chase says Seager bomb tonight. Seager's another dude that we need to get going. Vince says Turner is ending his slump tonight, and honestly, could be talking about either one of the Turner boys, which we both need them to be end their slumps. Mary on Facebook says Will Smith tonight. Meredith agrees with you, says Justin Turner goes deep tonight, although you, I guess, didn't say that. Roach is being inappropriate again. Bruce Davis over on YouTube says Trey big hit. Another one, dude. We just need Trey. We need that dude to get going ASAP. Monica picked Gavin Lux. It's a good pick. Paul, solid pick. Evelyn, Dodgers win 9-2. If they win 9-2, I will feel so happy by like the 5th inning.
Score predictions yet, guys?
Well, she
there.
is. Well, you can't yell
Evelyn.
at Evelyn for predicting. Evelyn knows the show. She knows what we're gonna ask of her. She's been here.
We appreciate you, Evelyn. In case anybody hasn't heard the lineup yet, we got Mookie Betts, Corey Seager, Trey Turner, Will Smith, Justin Turner, Gavin Lux, Cody Bellinger at first, Chris Taylor in left field. We probably won't see AJ Pollock again until possibly somewhere in the NLCS. But it's a good feeling lineup. You got a pinch hitter available.
Pollock will be in the lineup tonight at some point.
Yeah, I saw your prediction, by the way, on the Twitter. This guy's a big-time Billy Mack fan.
Which one? Oh, I said this just feels like one of those games where inexplicably Billy McKinney gets in and has a big hit.
I'm calling that your pick to click. Update.
Because here's the reason why. It's going to be one of those games where your back's against the wall, you're going to spend everybody that you can, and Doc's going to play the matchups, and Billy McKinney is absolutely 100% going to get an at-bat at some point in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully it's a big hit.
Did you get Jeremy? Jeremy says Pujols is going to do something big. That would be a prime off-the-bench guy.
Kind of forgot about Theo, to be honest with you.
I could imagine him finally going yard off of Trevor Rogers. Wasn't Rogers the guy he hit the very long the Tachman
off the Tachman robbery?
Yeah,
probably. I don't know. I don't pay attention to much. Monica says Nogan Webb.
Oh,
that'll be good to tweet later if he doesn't do goodly.
Robert says Chris Taylor got to hit it out of the park today. I don't know which one of these. I wasn't listening when you said any of these names.
I wasn't either.
Reef asks, any concerns about Luxon Center? How do you feel about Luxon Center at big-ass Oracle Park?
He's fast as fudge, boy. So I feel good about it. I don't know. Chris Taylor doesn't exactly get grade reads either, so I'm not 100% hurt by that. Gavin had said in his post-game on Game 4 that he's like, I get better reads in center, actually. It's kind of like playing middle infield. And I was like, that makes sense, Gavin. It's in the middle. So, not a smart boy, that Gavin. Somebody had asked why I got blocked by Gavin, and there are reasons.
There are reasons.
Apparently I picked on the young boy too much.
$1,000 super chat he'll reveal.
Only to me, please. Don't $1,000 super chat me. I promise you it's not worth it. It's not that good of a story.
Yeah, it's just not a thing you should do. Roach says Sousa's going to get it at bat. Oh, I don't know what that's trying to be. Those are an attempt at words. So I'm just going to go ahead and move forward right there. Tucker is a better hitter than Lux. Wrong team. I don't think we have a Tucker.
That's not even the right van, you idiot.
School Videos on YouTube says odds of Mad Max coming in. What do you think? Do you think we see a Max Scherzer? I personally do not think we see a Max Scherzer sighting in this game, but
I mean, I would say unless we are down, there's no way we see Max in this game. I think there's an opportunity if we're down a pretty decent, like 4 runs to nothing. I think there's a good chance Doc just tosses him in there and is like, please hold it.
Who do we have more of a chance of seeing, him or Tony Gonsolin?
Tony Gonsolin.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
All right, guys, now is the time. You got a $4.99 super chat from It's Thumper. Our friend It's Thumper says, stop crying about Gavin, Brooke.
I'm just
hurt.
hurt.
You actually care?
I'm just a little hurt.
Is this like your first player blockage?
No. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't checked in a long time. However, I'm hurt because he was upset. We made good, and then a year later he blocked us, and I don't understand why. Also, on Instagram, who blocks people on Instagram? I wasn't gonna
keep that energy.
Search him out or anything like that. Gavin, where's your family? No, this is weird.
Personally, I blame Eddie for everything.
Jonathan says Tony Gonsolin pinch runner. That's actually maybe more likely than him pitching at this point.
He'll just full blown become the new Ross Stripling.
If Tio gets on, walks, then bring in Tony. Why not?
All right, guys.
Blows out a hamstring.
Give us your score predictions right now, and then we're going to get the hell out of here after some final thoughts. We know you are not allowed to do a score prediction, and that's the way it goes. Jonathan Moon says it's 11-2. Is that a Dodger win? We hope. Jason says 5 runs second inning. We're getting real specific, and I like it, but is that a Dodger 5 run?
Combined.
Roach says Daddy's money blocked me, but I'm okay with that. Oh, God, I forgot about that problem.
Oh, man, I'm real glad I don't have to see her big mouth anywhere.
My favorite part of that is everybody assumed those 2 dumbass kids assumed the daddy was me calling the problem child daddy. No, I'm talking about her father. Anyway, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Adam says 7-0. Guys, you got to let us know. I'm going to just presume everybody is saying the Dodgers
Mr.
win.
Dick Hooker says Dodgers 6-4. I like that score. Adam says 7-0.
Mike
Jordan says
3-1.
leadoff home run.
Mike says 3-1.
Leadoff home run Mookie. I guess that would be what he's talking about in this particular.
Mary says 7-5. Jonathan says 5-3 Dodgers. Raquel says 7-2 Dodgers. Yeah, leadoff homer would be deliciously fantastic. Scherzer comes out in the 7th inning and shuts down the door. 3-2 says Roach. I would be in RBJ Kids throws $5 on the super chat our way. Thank you very much, RBJ Kids. We appreciate that much. So you guys, if you can't tell, I am. My prediction is that the Dodgers will win this baseball match. I feel very confident. I feel very good about that, and I feel very good about any time Julio's going to end up getting a baseball. I'm
just reading things that don't make sense.
Oh, okay, yeah, it tends to happen.
Yeah.
The score. Let's just make one up. I've been doing that of late. It seems to be working okay. It's probably going to be like let's go 6-2.
6-2?
6-2, yeah.
I like that. You know what I'm real sad about?
Dodgers. Yes.
There's no Dong Kim in the chat today.
Dong!
Dong's not here.
Has anybody seen my dong?
Dong's not here, man. Hopefully Dong listens to this later and he's like, that's me. I'm Dong.
But that's...
Dong.
I guess that's about it.
I miss good Dong.
Don't we all? Guys, treat this game either way. Treat it like the treat it is. This is a game that everybody... Tommy cleared the schedule for this game. Tommy up in heaven or down in hell, wherever the hell you're at right now, Thomas.
Get out of my chair.
He cleared the schedule for the Dodgers and the Giants, the greatest rivalry in sports. I don't care what anybody's going to say. Longest rivalry in sports because they've always been good at different points in time. It's the only baseball game on the docket. It's the most important baseball game on the docket. Even Vince Scully today talked about this is the most important game in the rivalry between these two teams that dates back more than a century. And these two teams have battled each other out all year long. And at the end of it, one of these teams is going to have one more win than the other, and one is going to go home. And we hope it's not us. I feel it's not going to be us.
Winner, go home.
Winner, go home. Marky Mark says stress level 1,000 out of 100, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Baseball is fun when we're stressed, when we're painful, when we have those ulcers in November. We hopefully earned them with a trophy and dancing in the streets. Once again, that's another Tommy reference. We have Tommy right there. He's back over. Oh, you grabbed that bottle? Oh.
Well, that one was gone.
It was an aesthetics bottle.
Gone.
Guys, whatever happens, we're going to be on the internet at DodgersNation.com, so find us there. Subscribe to Blue Heaven on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Pandora, everywhere your podcasts are available for free. Go there, click on that subscribe button. If you see an opportunity to leave stars or review, leave some good stuff. We'll get back into reading your reviews in the off-season. We haven't done that in quite some time. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. We are going to be here all postseason long pregame. Doug will be here all postseason long postgame. Give him some love. Check out a video that was immediately rendered broken from our friend Eric Yulo with his 3 Up 3 Down podcast. Either way, he's still right because all the money's going to ride on Julio in this game.
Subscribe. That's it. Oh, guys, my name is Brooke. I'm at BrookeMade3. This is at RealFRG. We're on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you check us out. We're at Dodgers Nation on Twitter and on Instagram. We're going to do this all postseason long. We're really hoping this is not the last time we do this in 2021 because we like our jobs and we like to continue doing our jobs. So make sure you support us, subscribe, please. Again, thank you guys all for your questions and comments. Thanks for hanging out today. Go Dodgers, beat the Gigantes. I hate Barry Bonds. See ya.
Robert Baker says that's an ugly mustache.